Greetings everyone. We're going to build a JavaFX project, and this project is going to be kind of based on a rating system, kind of like Yelp. So for example, let's say I wanted to do a review on Barrel Run Crossing, which is an awesome winery, by the way. So let's see here. I don't think I did a review on it. Anyways, I would come in here, write review, and then we have this rating system here. It's like 1 through 5, and it gives a setting. So we're going to do something similar to this. I'm actually going to find Yelp, which I found right here. I'm actually going to download one of these logos here, and I just need so many different ones here. Wow. Oh, here we go. It'd be nice if I could find a PNG file. So let's do it here. Yelp PNG. That way, a PNG is portable graphic. Oh, perfect. So let me save this, and I'll just put it on my desktop. Oh, W Yelp. Yeah, so I will call it Yelp logo, and I put it on my desktop. And let's actually, what I'm gonna do is let's do it. We're gonna create a new project, and it's gonna be other JavaFX project. I'm gonna call it my Yelp, and hit finish. For now, I have this project called my Yelp here. I have sources. I have this information here. Let's see. For now, what do I want to do? I'm just going to throw the image over here. I'm just going to copy it in here. I can. Copy file, sure. Alright, so throw down here. Alright, so I have my Yelp logo over here. Alright, I can't open it. Alright, so I think I'd open it up over here. Alright, doesn't matter. So anyways, we have it there. Alright, so first things first, we have this application CSS. I'm not going to worry about that. We're going to open this up. Oh, okay, so it actually opened up over here. So we have our logo right here opened up. Perfect. Alright, so first things first. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to remove these 3 lines right here for now. We're going to modify this stuff later, so I'm not worried about it. So we want to add our own information to it. So what we're going to do is we're going to be a little bit more detailed here. So we're going to type in, well, actually, let's click this because we're going to need something here, and I'll show you what. So I want to use parent, but we don't have parent in here. So let's actually add it. So you know what? I know what I did wrong. I don't want to use border pane. I want to use anchor. I just noticed that. Anchor pane. So it automatically adds it, but I just changed it. Alright, so other thing is I want to import javafx.scene.parent. Perfect, because we're going to use that right now. So first step we're going to do is parent root equals fxml loader dot load get class dot get resources resource, and then we're gonna put our name of our, so whatever you named your package, mine's called application, and then I'm going to have something here in my fxml, so I'm just gonna put yelp.fxml. Now we don't have anything there, but we will get something there shortly. So let's actually, we'll add that in a second here. Alright, so next we need a scene. So we're going to do scene equals new scene. Oops. And then make it the root. There we go. Oops. There we go. Awesome. So we have our primary, all that is fine. We can leave that there. And we could actually save this right now. Alright, so next thing I'm going to do is, this is important that you right click on the package. We want our files underneath there. I'm going to go to other, and I'm going to choose new fxml document and hit next. Make sure it's anchor pane, and for this I'm going to choose, well, what did we call it here? We called it Yelp, so let's call it Yelp. And hit finish. Perfect. So now we have our fxml file going here, so that's good. That's a starter. All right, so let's actually open up this in Scene Builder. So right click on it, open with Scene Builder. All right, so now I have this Scene Builder over here. There is some things that we're going to want to do here, but for starters, there's going to be some stuff that we have to download, but for now, I'm not worried about it. We're going to click on Anchor Pane, and we need to, so right now we have Anchor Pane, we have nothing here, so we need to customize the layout. So click on Layout, and for width, I'll just make it 200 for now. We're going to make this bigger, and I'll make it 200. Perfect. That's all we need right now for now. All right, so we have the width and height of it. Now what we want to do is there is a function here called rating. So all these are things here. Now I have rating, so I could actually click on it and drag it over here. But for those who are watching this video will not have this. So what you need to do is you need to go out to this website right here. I'm gonna pull it on here, fxexperience.com/controlsfx. Okay, once you get out here, let's actually make this font big so everyone can see it. All right, so hopefully you can see this. If you go to this website right here, fxperience.com/controlfx, you'll come to this page. You have two things. In this case, we don't want the most recent version because this version right here does not work. We want the 8.40.14. So you'll click on it like this, and it will download on your computer. So as you see, I've already downloaded it, so I'll just open it up again, and I'll click on it. And as you see here, once you click on it, it has a jar file. This guy you want to keep in your folder somewhere. So make sure you remember where you, if you're using a Mac, if you right click on it and go get info, it'll have in my downloads folder. So wherever yours is at, you right click and get info, okay? So that's important to know where you have that information. This is important. Why this is important? Because it is going to allow us, I already have it here, but if you don't have it, you need to do that. So that's the next step you need to do is download that and grab that information. After you've downloaded it, you'll click on this guy right here. You'll come to custom library. Actually, let's see here. Is it this one? Yeah, okay. So you'll click on here and click on jar fxml manager. And as you see, I already have it in here. But for those of you who's watching this video, you may not already have it in here. So what's important is you need to download it. So you have all these options here. In this case, I'm going to click Add Library FXML from System. And what it's going to do is you need to go find it where you have it download. So I have it in my downloads, and I have it right here. And you just I'm not going to click on it because I've already did it. You're going to double click on it, and it's going to save that jar file, and then it's going to be populated. So next thing you do is once you go into that, you'll be able to you'll have something like this in here. It'll show that it's already installed. Okay, so once you've did that, I'll pause for a second. All right, so hopefully you've had some time to do that. We're back now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab this rating guy and bring him down here. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make this bigger because right now we need more space. So I'll make this a little bigger. All right, so cool. Now I grab this rating guy. It's already pre-populated. We just need to code it. So now we have that. We need to, let's see, 1 second. All right, so we need to, couple things we need to do here. We need to grab that logo that we wanted. So I'm grabbing Yelp logo. Oops. Throwing it down into the anchor pane. Right here, so if you drag it and that highlights over it, we will now have Yelp on here somewhere. So I'm actually gonna move this guy down a little bit. So now I have my Yelp, and I have this, and now we need a label because we need to, provide some type of feedback. So I'm gonna come up here and type in label. I have label here. I'll drop it down here, and we want to make this bigger. So if you click on that and drag it out, that's fine. I'm going to take that logo right there and just backspace it so it has nothing. All right, so now what we need to do is assign values to this. We need to give it a property name. So once I click on the star here, I'll come over to my right side and click on code. Make sure you have this clicked on. For FXID, I'll call it rating. It's important that you put something there. And then underneath here, I'll just put MSG for message. And this guy here doesn't matter, but I'll give him FXID as logo. All right, excellent. So this is good. So I'm going to mine. You're not going to see this, but maybe you will. I'm going to hit file and save. So I have this program right now. So this is all I have. So now what I need to do is code it in order to ensure to make it works. Make it work. Can't talk. All right. So let's go back to Eclipse. Before we get started, we're going to need to bring in a library, and that library is that jar file that we added. So I think the first thing that we need to do is already have it, but I'm going to show you how to do it. You want to actually what you want to do is you want to right click on JRE system library, choose build path, and then configure build path. You have, let's see, I have it in here somewhere, so I'm not going to add it here, but I'm going to show you how to do it. You're going to choose add external jar. You're going to find where you had that control FX, and you're going to click open. I'm not going to open it because I've already did this. So you're going to hit open. It's going to populate in here, and then you're going to hit OK. All right, so this is going to save us on our next step. So once we go to do our next step, we'll be able to actually, I might have to add it because I don't have, I think I will have to add it. So actually, let's do it because this is a new project and this is a external. So let me try it. Choose that and hit OK. All right, so it adds it to the library, so that's good. All right, so now what I need to do is I need to set up a controller. So make sure when you create your controller, it's in your package, because if it's not in your package, it won't work. So I'm gonna right click on my package, do new other. Oh my. Do new, geez, I can't even talk. Other. I'm going to choose new FXML. I'm going to call it, oh, I already did this. I'm doing a controller. See, I'm losing my mind. Right click, new class. I will call it controller. And you don't have to hit public static on this one and hit finish. Excellent. So now we have this new controller that we're going to build here. All right, so let's see, what do we want to do first? We're going to, well, let's start writing some of this code and then we'll import our libraries because it won't work without it. So I'll put implement initializable. So initializable. That's the library that we're going to use. So let's go up here because, like I said, some of this stuff won't work. Let's start importing some stuff. We need java.net.url. We need to import the java.util.resource bundle. Well, I thought it would come up, but it doesn't. All right, good. So this is the one that requires that jar file that we just added. It requires this to be, or this won't work. So if it doesn't work, then we did something wrong. So import org.controls.fx.control.rating. Oops. So this grabs, okay, so that worked. So that jar file that we added externally brings in that library, allows us to use that code. So that's good. So now we're going to import the JavaFX.beans.value.changeListener. The reason we're doing this is because we're going to be adding a change event, and it needs to know what to do. We're also going to do the JavaFX.beans.value.observable.value because we're also going to be doing something with that. All right. Import. It helps to already do this ahead of time before you start coding, because then you'll have some red messages. And then I'll do FXML, and boom. And now we need to import two more libraries, JavaFX.fxml, whoops, geez, perfect. And we need to do a label, because here's the thing, we did the rating, and then we have that right here. Now we need to do the one for the label, because we're using a label. So I'm gonna do import JavaFX.scene.control.label. Now just remember this, anytime that you're using something like that, did I spell it wrong? Maybe I spelled it wrong. .scene.control.label. Okay, so I must have had a lowercase. So let's say that I want to import JavaFX.scene.control, any type of control. Let's say I want to do, if you want to do text box, text field, you would do text field. If you wanted to do something with the drop down list, you would figure out what the, see, once you start doing this, see you have button here. If you want to add button, you'd add if you had a button, you'd do a button. If you had a button bar, you'd add a button bar. If you had a checkbox, you would add a checkbox. If you had a choice field, like a little circle, like a radio button, you would add that. If you had a combo base, if you had a color picker, you get my case. Anytime you're adding some type of control, you have to record it up here, or Java will not know what to do with it. Okay? Alright, so we have that right there. We have our controller. Still got some messages not working, no big deal. So now what we need to do is we need to declare some resources that are going to be used in our program. These resources are going to be kind of like when you declare a variable, like you call an integer, similar to that. So we're going to use something called fxml, which is a way for it to read. And underneath it, I'm going to do private rating and call it rating, because we're using a rating. I'm going to do another fxml, and underneath it I'm going to do a private, and I'm going to call it label, because we're using a label, call it msg. Now you notice what I did is these are the ones that we called when we went into Scene Builder. That's what we called it. We called it rating, and we called it message. So it's important that you choose that same one, so that you see where this is, because it has to be uppercase. So it's important that you use that same information. So these right here, you're declaring these variables that are going to be used in your program. Okay, so now I'm going to come down to here, and I'm going to start working on mine. We have some errors here up here because we're not done yet. All right, so I'm going to come down here. I'm going to do an override, and I'm going to do a public void initialize, because we're using that library. And we're gonna URL. I'm gonna get an arg0 for arg0. I could do one or two. I'm gonna do resource bundle. So we're using a resource bundle Bob, and I'm gonna do arg1. You could do arg1, arg2, whatever, or you can call it whatever you want to call it. All right. So now we got rid of some messages that we're having. So now what we want to do here is add some spaces. We're gonna do rating, because our thing is rating. We're gonna call it rating dot rating property already pops up for us. Awesome. Dot add listener, because we want to add a listener to this, and it is a new listener. So we're going to add to the object and say, oh, we need a new change listener number, and then parentheses, boom. And we're going to take this guy off right here and this guy off here, and we're going to do a left curly brace. Okay. We need to come down here, do another override. We're going to do a public void change. So this is where our stuff's going to get changed at. We're going to do changed observable value question mark extends number. We're extending the number, and then we're going to do arg0 number t and number t1. You call it anything. And then Hit that. We'll change those to something better. Anyways, we want to come down here and we want to do a parentheses and a semicolon to end it. Good. All right, so we don't have to call it T. We could call it whatever we want to call it. I could call it A, and I could call it A1. It has to have some type of value to it. I'm going to do message dot set text. I'm going to say rating. I'm going to do double quotation plus I'm going to say A1 dot toString. All right, so that ends that. So what we're looking to do here is we're looking to set the text. So once we hover over the rating, which is up here, it's going to value and say, oh, which one is he doing, 1 or 2? If it's 2, it's going to show number 2. If it's a 3, it's going to be a number 3, and so forth. And we can add on to that message. But for now, that's kind of what we're doing in our controller. So I'm going to save my controller. Now notice I called it controller. So I could have called it anything. I could have called it my controller. But the thing is, we'd have to refactor this name here, so that's important. So we'll leave that as is for now. All right, so what else do we have to do? So we have our, we don't have to make any changes in our main because that's already done. This I'm not even worried about. We could have probably deleted this, but I'm not too concerned about it. We do need to add something in here because this is not going to work exactly yet. We need to link the XML to the controller. So we need to have pull this up again. We need to link this app to our controller so it calls the controller and controller knows what to do. All right, so the next thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna come over here and I need to type in some code. And this is important. This part right here is very important aspect of it because it can easily be messed up. So I am going to make sure you have that quotation around it, hit space, and do fx : controller equals. You're going to put your package name. Mine's called application. Dot. What's the name of my controller? Controller. It already comes up for me. So I'm going to click on it. All right. I'm going to do a double quote there. And I'm going to have this end right here. So this right here, remember, whatever the name of your package is, it's package dot whatever the name of your controller is. All right. Simple as that. All right. I'm going to hit save here. And hypothetically this should work, but who knows. Plenty of things have happened. So I'm going to right click on my Yelp. I am going to come down to run as and choose Java application. Alright, so something didn't like something. Alright, let's see what it said here. Java lang location is required. Alright, that's beautiful. Alright, so let's see what's going on here. So let's close this out. Yes, I want to save it. Let's right click on Yelp and open it up again with Scene Builder. Where's it at? Right there. Alright, so let's see what I did wrong. Rating. Message. That's fine. Do I need to save anything? No, it's already saved. Let's see, controller looks good. Message. Alright, we have our libraries imported. This thing could be a little fidgety sometime. Do I have this messed up? Let's see here. Let's actually take this guy out. Don't think that'll make a difference really. I'm going to save that. But I said location is required. I don't know what that means. Alright, so let's try it again. Alright, so now we got something different. Oh no. Location is required. What the heck does that mean? Always something new. Alright, let's see what I did wrong. Alright, so one of the things I noticed why our thing wasn't working is I had the image in there, but I didn't know what the heck the image was. So we need to declare the image here. So that's part of our problem, is I have image in there, but it doesn't know what it is. So I need to do fxml private. Oops, it's called image view, and then we called it logo. And I need to import it. I need to import it and do JavaFX.scene.image.image view. All right. So hopefully that works. So let's see. Run it. It's gonna go somewhere else. Oh, okay, it's over here. So if we want to have our image like we have here, as you see here, it starts off at 2. I hit 3, 4, 5. All it's doing is it's grabbing our code that we have, and where's it doing it at? Okay, so it's right here when we click number 3, it's doing rating plus t1.string. Now think of other things that you can add to this, and this is going to be maybe part of your assignment if you're in my CIT 111 class. We have rating here, and you get this code working. Imagine if we put something else here. Maybe if we had a text box and you input something, or maybe we do something like Yelp. Let me find Yelp again. I think I deleted Yelp. Let's see. So when I'm back over here on Yelp, so if I'm gonna do, let me go back to write a review. All right, so you know, like you have 1, this is eek, me thinks not. 2, me, I've experienced better. 3, a-okay. 4, yay, I'm a fan. 5, woohoo, as good as it gets. Now, if you're watching this video, and hopefully you are and you're in my class, I want in your code is I want you to be able to do the same thing. I want you to use your own wording. I don't want you to use woohoo, as good as it gets. I want you to come up with something else. So if it's a 5, I want you, not only does it's going to say rating 5.0, but I want you to put a saying here. Maybe actually leave the 5.0 on here and then space and put awesome, that was great, I want to do it again. Or number 4, make something like that. So idea here is for you to get your code to work in class, if not, watch the video, and I want you to come up with something like this right here. And then next week we'll add on to it. We'll add a text box, save it. We can even talk about how to save it to a database and so forth. But for right now, let's keep it simple as can be. If you have any questions, you can reach me on my YouTube channel. If not, if you're in my college class, you know how to reach me. Thanks for listening and watching, and have a great day.